Hey guys, Czar here, watching the S&P. As a matter of fact, looking to short this thing right here, and I'll show you why. Tap Vwap selling off now. I'm going to wait for a little pullback first, if we get it. Not yet. Just sent this to my group, kind of giving them a little hint that this might be time for a pullback here. And it's kind of going a little bit without me. It's okay. Getting ready now. I'll tell you when this is live, guys, not yet. Nothing yet, guys. Okay, I just want to set the stage, so I'm going to put you on pause now. I'll bring you back as this thing pans out. Pause now. I'm back, guys, live now. When this breaks below, I'll be in. Assuming it does, of course. It's looking for a 1-to-1 here. Nothing major. And I just got triggered in right there. Just got triggered in. Now we'll see how this goes. Patience. Patience, patience. Time of day, it's 12:39. We are in the twilight zone. This is the twilight zone. Patiently waiting. I will show you this. I'm going to bring you back to the trading screen so you can see the confluence of reasons why. It's not just the fact that it tapped Vwap that I just showed you in the other slide. Other monitor. Solid rally impulse, rejection wick at Vwap, essentially right at it, and then dropping back down again after a bullish impulse, larger impulse. It's the downside, right? Think of this as impulse corrective right back into Vwap, creating an equilibrium, equalizing the game, and then a new game begins, potentially impulse down again, potentially. But the confluence is back on the trading screen here on the 30-minute chart. Price is trying to come down and reject it, trying to come down, rejection. You can see the wick down, rejection, into a doji style here, and then eventually was able to stage a one candle rally and a partial candle rally on the 30-minute, and then flipping to blue. It's this flipping to blue after tapping back into support, right? That's former support becoming resistance, break and retest to potentially come back down here again in this clean traffic zone, right? So we'd be looking for something along these lines here, potentially, right? All these things are potentials, and this is why we flip coins and call heads with a long-term edge in our favor, ideally. If there is no long-term edge in our favor, then we are a failure. I said the right word at the wrong time. We are a failure as a trader and will not be profitable. It's that simple. Back to the Vwap chart. This is the 1 minute chart, guys. Let me just check the 2 minute. I want to see if this cleans things up a little bit. It normally does. There's the 3 minute. There's the 5 minute. Yeah. Even the 5 minute looks nice. I don't, obviously no one likes to see a white candle on a 5 minute when you're microscoping short. Short being blue. A bearish candle being blue in my case. But this is still very much within the trade idea. It has not been negated by this white candle yet. It does get negated if it breaks the top of that body, of course. And that's a whole different ballgame if that happens. But watching and patiently waiting for this thing to play out. Put you on pause, guys, and bring you back. Here we go. Pause. All right, guys, I'm back. Quite a few minutes have passed, as you can see here. Been watching this thing kind of grinding up and down here sideways, and now we're finally breaking down. I'm fairly confident this will continue down at this point. I mean, as confident as one can be in an uncertain environment. Random price action, relatively random. I don't mean that in a crazy sense, just that it's uncertain or unknown. You hear me talk about this on my podcasts and mental game videos. We're likely to see some buying coming in right about now. But my coin tosses and this thing is blowing right through to this piece right here. I want to get that 1-to-1. See if we can get through here. Again, time of day. This is they're only North Americans in play now on a Friday. There's the buying I mentioned. The Europeans are now done for the day. Regular trading hours. Of course, we do have futures traders all over the globe, but the lion's share of the participants now in Europe have started their weekend already. Making plans for dinner. The Germans are deciding what kind of sausage to have. Apple strudel, sauerkraut, things of that nature. Quite delicious. And the UK traders are heading to the pub for beer and steak and kidney pie. What else do they have? Might be having all-day breakfast. English breakfast, of course, which is quite significant. Although something tells me that all-day breakfast is more of a U.S. phenomenon. Go to the restaurants and I'll have the all-day breakfast, please. And how long is that served? How long is that served for? Well, it's pretty much all day, hence the name. All right. So there's that buying right on cue, guys. As a matter of fact, right to the very pip or point in this case with the S&P. And you see that very often, but it's not causing me to shy away from this trade. I'm going to stick with it. And on the second attempt, I think this thing is going to blow through. And I use the term blow lightly because it might grind through slowly. It might, in fact, struggle. It may not even come all the way back down again. guys. Well, it's a little disconcerting, as we say in the trading world. We say it in many worlds, actually, when something happens that we don't like. But today it's being said in the trading world. I'm going to put you on pause now, guys, and when this thing turns around, I'll bring you back. Here we go. Pause. All right, guys, back. Many minutes have passed. As you can see, we rejected off of this support zone here to the point, and then rallied all the way up and didn't get stopped out. Got fairly close, but not really that close. And then are rejecting now near this level here. Let me do that again. Right. My trading view is not reacting here. Give me one moment. That's very strange. There we go. At that level there. And we're back to near break even on the trade. And we're watching it. I'll bring it back, guys. Pause. Hey guys, we're back, and we've been over an hour in this trade, as you can see. Very much grinding sideways, and trying to drive down here a little bit now, see if this thing will continue. But because it is so slow, I will put you on pause, but I'm hoping this is going to slam down and hit the promised land, but I'll put you on pause for now. All right, guys, so here we are going sideways, and this is typical of Twilight Zone, by the way. It's 1:57, so we're 3 minutes away from 2. This is basically a channel showing the typical Twilight Zone. You see all kinds of movement here, here, and here, and then we go sideways during Twilight Zone. And then often we have a range expansion and breakout to the upside or the downside after the Twilight Zone as we move towards Power Hour, the last hour of the day. So we'll see here in the next few minutes, see what happens here, okay? Pause again. All right, guys, we're back, and we're finally starting to make a move now that the Twilight Zone is drawing to an end here. Watch this closely now. And being bought up again. This is crazy. 12-minute video so far, guys. Sorry about that, but at least I've saved you from when I went to the start. 12:36 is when I entered. It's now 2:09, 2:10, and so it's been a long trade. I'll put you back on pause. All right, let's see if we can test this thing now. I will bring you back to the main trading screen, guys, and remind you of what this trade is really all about, or a big part of it is this, right? It's that retest that we had earlier right here. And then we entered, and it's been, again, these are 30-minute candles. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles involved in this trade, 2 hours worth. And now driving down, finally, this is the idea, right? This is the trade idea, directionally, in a clean traffic zone, et cetera, et cetera. And we were a little bit lower earlier, as you can see back here. Remember, we tapped this line to the very pip, if you will. And we kind of projected that was going to happen. We just didn't, well, at least I didn't expect it to necessarily be caught up in Twilight Zone for so very long. But that is actually fairly typical. This is what I say to my group almost every day. I'll send out an announcement. Guys, we're entering the Twilight Zone. This is the time of the day when I typically take a 5K walk, which I do on most days, or go to the gym and have a workout. Sometimes I do both during that period, and then come back for the last 2 hours of the day, certainly the last hour of the day being Power Hour, when things really do typically pick up. I will say that some days a lot happens during Twilight Zone, but you can't know that in advance, and it's typically a low percentage activity. All right, watching this now, guys, being patient here. Let me drop this down to the 2-minute chart. I just sliced the number of candles in half, move that over one shift there, and then let's take a look at the 3-minute chart. That's even cleaner, as you can see. 5-minute. This is all predicated on what I showed you on the other chart there, that rejection. And of course, the first initial piece was the tapping of Vwap from below after the impulse wave down. Impulse down, corrective up, and then the trade idea is a continuation back down. This may or may not play out like that. It's trying to right now. We'll see if it actually comes to pass. Back to 2 minutes and then back to the 1 minute chart. And so we can really see in a granular way this candle anatomy, or candle biology, if you will. And hit with over there one more, just to show the actual entry, which is there. And then I'll put you back on pause, guys. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Looking to drive down now. Trying to break through. Again, the buyers that were here earlier and were here are likely still here, looking to support this area here. So let's see if we can break through now that lunch is done. Ah, there we go. A little push. Took out some stops there, probably. Just need a bit more on this. One more push. All three of these are moving in the same way now, guys. Messily, but dropping at the same time. That actually helps the case. Patience, one more push. Put you back on pause. Patiently waiting for the promised land here, guys. Wow. This is one of the longest trades I've had in a long time. Over 2 hours. Entered at 12:40. It's now 2:20. Here we go. Come on down. I'm going to show this to you on the other screen, guys, so you can see what we're dealing with here, right? See that there? Again, we're in this zone. We had the break retest and a very weak and long trip here trying to get back down again. And this is a fairly typical Friday situation. It's also quadruple witching day today. Only happens 4 days a year. Simultaneous expiration of options on 4 different instruments. Watching. Watching now. Here it comes, potentially. One more push. We can do this. Here we go, guys. One more. Now, guys, I basically hit the target, but I like to blow through it if I can before shutting things down, just make sure that we really nail it. Come on. See that there? One push. I often talk about patience, guys, but if you're still watching this, then you have patience, and I really commend you. I want to thank you in advance for joining me, guys. Have an amazing weekend. Happy Friday. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy Quadruple Witching Day. Hope you have an amazing weekend. And we're just going to watch for this thing to hit. Here it comes. And we're done, guys. Close enough. I'm going to close this video off and let you get to your weekend. It's assuming you're watching this. Oh, there we go. Okay, we hit it. And right there. All right, beautiful. Thanks again, guys. Have an amazing weekend. We'll talk soon.